Hey, what's up guys? I have something really cool for you today. I'm going to be showing you how to make some 8/6 blackout rounds. Yeah, buddy. With as little as, 3 steps, but I'm going to do 5 because it keeps your press clean and your brass from splitting. And so everything that you see in front of me, or the tools that I use, I'm not going to be doing the chop saw to show you, but I'm going to be showing you everything else on my 5 steps. The chop saw is just really loud. I just put a piece of wood here, like you can see, and I pushed the brass up against it and cut it. So that's what you're missing out on. So let's dive into it. I'm going to walk you through just the little 5 steps real quick, and then I'll get into some more detail and do each one as we go. So let me just show you the brass real quick so you can see the steps quickly. So over here, it's really important that you start with 308 Winchester brand brass, or Hornady 6.5 Creedmoor brass. This requires no neck turning because when you push the shoulder down, the brass gets thicker as you get closer into the webbing of the brass with every case of brass. But those 2 brands do not require neck turning, which is really cool. So after you get your brass with step 1, then we're going to go ahead and cut it on the chop saw. Leave some nasty burrs like that. I'm going to deburr it, lube and size it, and then trim it to length. So I don't do any annealing or anything like that. Realistically, you can, in the 3 steps I'm talking about, you can just take a brass case like this, lube and size it, and trim it to length. So that's only 3 steps. It's kind of nice. So let me just show you. Let's put these all here so we can see each one as we go. And this is the Sheridan case gauge. That's nice for checking your cases at the end. You don't need to do this, but you can use micrometer or something like that. Step 1, the important one that I was talking about, we're going to be starting with Winchester 308 Winchester brass and Hornady 6.5 Creedmoor brass. I've tried even Hornady 308 and it doesn't work. So it's important you get these. And then we're going to go ahead and cut it off on that one. But on this one, we're just going to lube and size, so we'll put that to the side. So the next step is chop saw to about 1.75 inches. And then we're going to chamfer. So the reason why I like to chamfer these and cut them on the chop saw is because it keeps my press clean and the dies clean, so I don't get little burrs like that inside the press and the dies and gum it up, and also just increase wear on it. And it prolongs the brass life as well when you don't put as much stress in it when you cut it right down to the shoulder here. So just cut the neck off right at the shoulder. This one's even a little long. And then also it prevents the splitting of the case neck. That's another reason that you might want to anneal it, is so it prolongs the case life as well as prevents splitting. So the next thing that I'm going to do is use my lineman tool and a drill, and I'm going to have my press set up with Lee dies, just that one really, and then I'm going to use any type of trimmer. I use a Hornady case lock trimmer. And so the lube that you're going to want to use is like a lanolin or wax-based one, imperial wax. So that's all the stuff in front of me. Sorry about that. So I'll go ahead and outside of these. There we go. So with each case, you're just going to go ahead, get the inside and outside. And just like that, it looks nice and deburred. Tap them out or blow on them. The next thing we're going to do is size them in the press. So like I talked about, we're gonna lube and size with the Lee dyes, 308 base. I'm gonna use the Imperial wax, Lee, or Lee water-based lube, or a lanolin and alcohol mix. I find that all three of those work. These waxes work the best, but for this one I'm gonna do the lanolin because an alcohol mix because it dries a little faster. So that's the alcohol mix. Just shook it up a little bit. Put them inside of just a container. I usually have a paper towel in here. You can give it just one little spray. That's probably too much. Shake it around. It should be good. Case deburred, one full 308 and 308 with its neck cut off. So I have two 6.5 Creedmoors now, two 308s. I'm going to take you over to press here. Pop in my dial. We'll run these up. I like to, open up with the expander in one push and then go down with the second push like that. Seems to not have them split as often. Again, 2 pushes. 308 seems a little easier because you're only expanding at 1 millimeter versus 2 for these, and then 2 millimeters, and just like that. And so we have all of our 8.6 blackout now sized, but one of them is super long. I'll take you back over to here. And then I usually tumble these a little or just wipe them off with a rag. So next I use the Hornady case trimmer. It's already set up to length, left-handed. And I also just use a 9/16 attachment here. Let's get these all trimmed up. So you can kind of just see the process here. I'm just gonna do one of them because it might take some time here. And again, I use my drill. There you go. It kind of leaves a little bit like that, and so that's why you're going to take it with the reamer next. Do a couple of them actually. Why not? And so if you're not careful when you size them, like I was talking about, what can end up happening is some of the cases. Take a look at these real quick, see if any of the cases actually ended up crimping or splitting. So if you look at some of these, I have a bad one here. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. If you're not careful, and you always want to inspect your brass after you're done here, some of them will crease like that. So this one's garbage. But we're just going to keep going with these two. Looks pretty good. Yeah, baby. I go back and forth like that because it knocks off the burrs. I don't even know which ones are trimmed, not. Going too fast. Okay, this one. This is that 308. I don't usually do these that long. Oh, shoot. Let's see if, the 308s are really long. I don't know if I'll be able to get it in here without adjusting this. Oh, nabbit. So close. So, yeah, baby. Gosh, this one's got me all confused now because it's so long. All right, this will be trimming for a while. So it's kind of hard on the trimmer too when, or at least I think when it's so long like this. A little drill bit came loose.